Welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca. Today's project is really simple, so it's going to be perfect if you need a really quick Christmas card or if you're going to be making multiples. This is great. If you're a beginner stamper, this is perfect because we're going to just be using stamps, ink, and paper. So you're going to be amazed at the beautiful thing you can create without very many supplies. I've got lots of tips to show you along the way to make it easy for you to reproduce this project. I also have a blog post over on my website, sunnydaystamping.com, so you can get some more information. You can also purchase supplies right from there as well. All right, let's get started. So here's this card. You can see stamps, ink, and paper. No layers. I did put a layer of paper on the inside just to make it easier to write on, but you wouldn't even need to do that. Now I am using the craft note cards and envelopes. They come pre-scored, pre-cut, so easy. So these come in a pack of 20 cards and 20 envelopes for $10, and it does come with this little box that you could put together, so once you make your cards they can fit in a box, which makes a great gift set. The other thing you're going to need is a great stamp set. I'm actually using two because I need the words from this one, and some colors of ink. You're going to want to choose really dark colors of ink if you're going to stamp directly on that craft colored, that brown colored paper. So I'm using Early Espresso, Cherry Cobbler, and Evening Evergreen. I'm using my favorite Christmas stamp set. I got it last year and have used it and used it and used it. You can look on my website or my YouTube channel for other projects using this, and it's beautifully paired with the Christmas to Remember. But honestly, you could choose any other stamp set and use the same technique. So when I was designing this card, I finally landed on this design, but I wanted to be able to create it over and over again. So I kind of made this template so I knew exactly where I needed this pine cone to be. So when I stamp this on my paper, I'm going to want the middle of my card to be in this section of the pine cone. And you can use this technique whenever you're trying to duplicate what you've already done, by just creating a grid line on your scrap piece to give you just a better idea of transferring it to your card. So I'm going to be using the big pine cone with the insert, the evergreen leaves, and then these two pieces here. But I'm going to use all of these to decorate the envelope and the inside of the card, and I'll show you other examples. You can see how you could just come up with some great arrangements. So I'm going to leave this here for reference, and I'm going to ink up my large pine cone in the Early Espresso, but I'm going to stamp it off because I don't want it completely dark. I'm going to kind of eyeball where is the center of this card. Oh, sorry. So this is the card, but I'm not going to fold it because I want it to lay flat. So this is going to be the front and this is going to be the back. So I'm thinking that the center of my card is right there, and I want my pine cone to go right there. Now I'm going to take the insert for that pine cone, ink it up in that same color, but I'm not going to stamp it off because I want this one to be really dark. And so these photopolymer stamps, you can see through them so that you can see exactly where you want to stamp. Now we're going to take these, I don't know what these are. I was going to say berries, but they don't look like it. And do you see that curve that's in this stamp? I want to kind of nestle that up a lot with my pine cone here. Not really overlapping, but kind of close to it. And now this piece goes over this one. These are called two-step stamps, where you need two stamps to make the image, but it makes it look so awesome. So again, you're going to want to look through your stamp to line it up and then press it into place. And I use the Early Espresso to kind of create stems there. Now we're just going to add some greenery to finish it off. And I'm going to start this green piece right here, going this way. Then I'm going to flip this stamp over and go this way, kind of covering up this stem. I don't like things to be floating there, you know, you kind of want to anchor it. Now we're going to do one more and kind of having it come down like that. Now I can see that I kind of shifted this off to the side. So you know what I could do is add like another pine cone here and extend it out a little more. Just kind of play around with it. Now I'm going to take this Season's Greetings, and I just want to show you how to get a nice straight stamp, because these larger images are very easy to get off, to not be straight. So you're going to line them up on your grid paper, and then take your stamp and your block, and line that up on your grid paper. And then you want to test it to make sure. So I'm going to try to stamp it right on that line and see how I did. There we go. Okay, I'm actually not going to stamp this in green. I'm going to stamp it in red. So I'm going to get my chamois out. Wipe this off. If you're going to ever change colors when you're stamping, make sure to wipe it off in between. And I'm going to stamp this in red and put it right down here. Oh, I didn't mean to overlap that, but actually that does look kind of nice. I shifted that way too far off. That's why when I was finding the center of my card, I was not completely over my image here. So to fix my mistake here, I'm just going to grab some other little pieces out of that stamp set, just something small to extend this out. There, does that look better? I think that looks better. Now what we're going to want to do is just do a little stamping on the back of the card. I just think that makes it look so homemade and pretty, and I think that is just enough. I'll put a few little dots here and there. Knock the camera. Now, because these come with envelopes that perfectly go with this, I think we should stamp on those as well. And we're just going to do that same pattern from the front and put it on the envelope. Okay, now one last thing. We do want to stamp on the inside of our card. So that would go just like that. You could leave it plain, or you could stamp on the inside, and you actually don't need it at all if you don't have anything to cut paper with. But if you are going to cut it, it's going to be 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. But I have that measurement over on my website. I also have a print and make project sheet that I give to my email subscribers, that you can just print it out and have everything you need, the supply list and everything, on one sheet of paper sitting right next to you while you make your project. There we go. Isn't that great? You could bang out so many of these. You could, all 20 of them that come in that pack, and make your own homemade Christmas cards for $10. There are so many different sentiments in that Christmas to remember. So many different combinations that you could make this card with and decorate the envelopes. Before you go, if you could hit that thumbs up button and click subscribe, that would be so great. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I'm almost there. So thank you so much for watching. Have a sunny day.